Hello, this is Bill Steffen. We've got a stretch of good weather going on here in West Michigan. I want to start out by saluting the Grand Rapids Griffins hockey team. They are 6-0 to start the season, no losses, and wish them their continued success. Moon tonight. We got about a half moon up there in the sky. It should be looking pretty. There'll be a few scattered clouds out there, but all in all, pretty nice to see if you're going to be out during the evening period. Moon working its way toward the full stage, which occurs here in early November. All right, let's go on now and take a look at weather a little bit here. We'll start out with a look at some high temperatures here for the day on Tuesday. And everybody was within about 4 degrees, so I had to kind of double up on getting everybody in here. Benton Harbor and South Haven, the beach there, with an east wind and not coming in off the water, made it to 60. That's a nice day. 59 Kalamazoo and Ludington, Grand Rapids stopping at 58. Beach areas were about the same as inland areas. It was a little cooler off to the east with temperatures of 57 there at Mount Pleasant, Alma, and also at Charlotte. Taking a look at what we have for our climate data today, daylight continues to shrink. We're at 8:13. It looks kind of dark in the morning. You get up at 7:15, 7:30, and it's still pretty dark out there. Time change occurs this weekend, of course. We're down now to 10 hours and 25 minutes of daylight with an average high and low at this time of year at 55 and 38. Look at the record high temperature. Look at the year. Last year, we had 2 days where it made 79 in a row. And then on Halloween, the high temperature was 70. Remember that? We had a really warm Halloween. Record low temperature 20 in 1969. And there's a picture of Windmill Island in the sunshine today. It was a good day to be out strolling around, looking at the leaves and the windmills and the Dutch buildings there that they have. Taking a look at our lake forecast for the day tomorrow, we're calling for east winds once again, 12 to 22 knots. And it's kind of interesting. We have small craft advisories for the day on Wednesday. But look at how calm the lake is. When you have an east wind, an onshore breeze, of course, the waves kind of build as you get away from shore. We had waves around 1.5 to 2 feet out at the buoys. And by the time you got across the lake, waves are running around 4 feet or so, 4 or 5 feet over along the lake shore in Wisconsin. Those are the water temperatures, all pretty much in the mid to upper 50s. Dry weather expected here through Thursday at least, and maybe even beyond that. Partly sunny skies and rather breezy today. Could turn out to be mostly sunny. It should be a nice day again. Shower possible Thursday and Friday. Not a sure thing. Best bet for that would be in 2 places as we head through the end of the week here. That would be toward the lakeshore on Saturday when you got some pretty cold air coming in across the lake, could produce a lake effect shower. And also off to the east of Lansing and Jackson. But no big storms on the way. And I wanted to point out that I looked at the snow charts out to 2 weeks, so the next 14 days, and it says no snow for lower Michigan. So for those of you waiting for an early season snowstorm, it's too early for that here. Okay, we're going to take time out right now and thank one of our sponsors, Ace Hardware Handyman.
When your home needs help, you might not know where to start. Why not ask Ace? We're always here to help with Ace Handyman Services. Our talented craftsmen handle everything from drywall and carpentry to doors and kitchens. We're the neighbors you trust to get the job done right. Let's get started. Book your handyman appointment today. Ace Handyman Services, bringing helpful to your home.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Here's a look at Tuesday's severe weather reports. Blue dots in East Texas. There were some wind reports there. All 6 of them were just some trees and wires down, nothing major. No injuries expected over the next several days here as it stays rather calm. The Wednesday severe weather report looks like this. We'll show you that there is a small marginal area in the east, northeastern North Carolina and southeastern Virginia. And the dark green is the marginal risk level 1, and the light green is just a chance for an average thunder shower, nothing severe. But the rest of the country is pretty much storm-free here. And we'll go on to Thursday, October 30th, and Thursday shows nothing severe, but cities along the East Coast there, including Washington, Baltimore, Philadelphia, and New York City, with the possibility of a thunder shower. We got a lot of rain on the East Coast. This has been quite a system that's totally missed us here in Michigan. If we go to the next slide, you'll be able to see the 66-hour rainfall map. And that shows some heavy rain. Now, this system started out in the west where it produced heavy rain, and then down in the southeastern and southern United States. And now it's lifting off toward the northeast. And look at that large area of yellow and even a bit of orange showing up. That's 1 to 2 inches of rain. And most of this is just kind of a steady rain. It's not a big storm and then it's over. It just kind of rains all day. So certainly a wet day. But in Michigan, not much going on. If we go to the next slide, we'll show you what's up for Michigan here. And you can see the storm kind of went all around us. It produced rain in Iowa. It produced rain in parts of Illinois, Indiana, and into Ohio. And as you can see, most of Michigan should be dry here over the next 3 days. This is 66 hours, so it's not quite 72 hour, but you can see a couple of showers sneaking into the southeastern part of the state, but nothing here in West Michigan, so we should remain dry. Well, let's turn our sights on the tropics, where there's a lot going on. We continue to track Hurricane Melissa. I saw one of my favorite tropical meteorologists say that this could be classified as a Category 6. It was that strong as it came on shore in Jamaica. I just looked at some video from the airport in Montego Bay, and the airport is really trashed. I mean, it's going to be a long time before they have that. I mean, everything is just blown apart. There's water shooting up everywhere where pipes are broken. Seats blown around from inside the airport. Just really a tragic situation. Last I heard, we were up to, I think, 14 fatalities with the storm, some in Haiti, some in Jamaica. I'm sure that figure will go up. Now, the storm has fallen back from a Category 5, which is the top category right now, to a Category 2-3 as it's crossed Jamaica and heading into Cuba. It'll cross Cuba as probably a Category 2 and then move off toward the northeast. And as you can see, the M indicates major hurricane. Then it falls back to H, which is just a plain hurricane. It's going to scoot by Bermuda, where it could produce hurricane conditions, and then really race quickly off toward the northeast. There's a developing northeaster storm for New England, and that's going to shove Melissa. This is the hurricane that was hardly moving, was moving 2, 3, 4 miles an hour for a couple of days. And now it's going to shoot away. By the time it gets up even with the Canadian Maritimes, it'll be moving at 35 miles an hour. So really, that's fast. That really is. So hopefully we're done with Melissa. There are no other tropical storms in the Atlantic Ocean, and it should remain quiet there for the next week or so. In the Pacific Ocean, we still have Sonia, which was slow to develop. And Sonia, oh, by the way, here's the rainfall total map for Melissa. This is additional rainfall, including what's fallen here overnight tonight. Some places expecting up to 40 inches of rain and catastrophic flooding, catastrophic wind damage on the island of Jamaica. And you can see this is going to scoot through the Bahama Islands with that strip of orange. Very heavy rain expected there. But it's missing Nassau and some of the more prominent Bahama Islands. But Bermuda could get some hurricane conditions, as I mentioned. Right now, let's go on to the Pacific Ocean. The Eastern Pacific, Sonia is aiming toward Hawaii, but it's going to fall apart before it gets there. Right now, it's kind of a minimal tropical storm. It took a long time to develop, and it really hasn't amounted to too much. And of course, it's in a part of the ocean where there's really very little ship traffic. So ships can avoid that easily. And this will fall back into a depression and may produce a few showers in Hawaii, but nothing more than that. In the Western Pacific Ocean, again, not much going on. We have a couple of systems in the Western Pacific Ocean. One of them is just coming into India, and that is really not producing much in the way of activity right now. If we can go on to the next slide here, I'll be able to show you that. There is India, and you can see that white blob over southern India, a lot of clouds, some rain falling there. It's got a name, Mantha, it looks like. If I first saw that, I thought of Mothra, the giant moth from those, movies, the Godzilla movies and everything. And there's one other tropical depression fading away there. In the Western Pacific Ocean, there's nothing going on. In fact, look at the sunshine that's out there. Most of China is sunny. Australia is sunny. If you go to the left side of the map, Iran, there's hardly a cloud in the entire country. Very quiet pattern across the Pacific here this fall season. All right, let's get back and talk about our weather a little bit. Today, 55. That's 2 degrees shy of where we were yesterday, but it should feel about the same. There'll be a bit of a breeze out of the east. We'll call it mostly sunny. There'll be a few clouds out there, and mostly clear skies overnight with that half moon. Winds east to northeast. Inland areas 5 up to about 10 to 15 during the afternoon. If you're right at the immediate lakeshore, it may be just a touch beyond that, maybe in the 15 to 20 category for a short time, but not a bad day out there. Should be a good day to be outdoors. And then the high temperatures here for the day today with an east wind, you're going to find them just the same as inland as they would be at the lakeshore. We got 55 Chicago, 56 South Haven, 55 Grand Rapids, 56 Traverse City, 57 Detroit. Temperature pretty much the same. In fact, even 52 up there at Marquette, 54 Sault Ste. Marie. So pretty much the same weather pretty much across the entire state. And we go on to Thursday, and nothing much changes. Thursday's temperatures will be pretty much the same. It may be a couple degrees cooler. We got 53 Grand Rapids, South Haven. And off to the north, we still got some low 50s up there in Upper Michigan. And finally, we go on to Friday while the kids are out trick-or-treating. It should be a pretty good day. At least partly cloudy. It may actually turn out to be mostly cloudy. And temperatures a couple degrees cooler. High temperatures will be low 50s in inland areas. So if it's low 50s around 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon when we reach the high for the day, that means temperatures should be pretty much in the upper 40s while the kids are out trick-or-treating during the early evening. While there is a chance of a shower, they'll be few and far between. I expect much of trick-or-treat time to actually turn out to be dry. Okay, let's go on now and take a look at the 5-day forecast. I found a pumpkin icon to use there for Friday. Happy pumpkin. I didn't want to pick out a scary pumpkin. We'll make a happy pumpkin for everybody. Mostly sunny today, a few clouds, partly sunny on Thursday. Temperatures trend a little lower between now and Saturday. Saturday could be kind of a blustery day, mid-40s much of the day with a chance of a few showers, especially toward the lakeshore. Temperatures will be close to freezing or a little above that here through the period. And we got the chance of rain at 40% for Friday and 50% for Saturday and Sunday. So not a sure thing, but certainly the possibility of a shower lingers here through the weekend and in the very early part of next week. And we go on to the 8 to 14 day outlook, which comes in every day. It is updated. And this is a human map that's done this. This is not a computer generated map, Monday through Friday anyway. And you can see the above average temperatures expected over much of the country. A little bit cool in New England here for that period, and that'll probably be the case here for a while. But this cool period is mainly caused by showers and clouds, and not by any cold air masses coming down from Canada. Don't see any of that coming. Maybe through the middle of the month. Certainly, if anybody's paying attention to this, I don't think they'll be tracking snow for the start of firearm deer season on November 15. All right, and then in terms of rainfall, we got one more slide to share with you here. We're in the above average category, but it may be closer to near average here. It stays wet in the Pacific Northwest. Boy, the coastline areas of Oregon and Washington continue to see rain, and it's certainly been a wet fall down in Florida, where they expect to see above average rainfall. But the main story is nice weather here the next day and a half, 2 days, with some sunshine and temperatures pretty typical for this time of year in the mid-50s. Okay, Hurricane Melissa. There's a picture of Melissa. Look at that beautiful eye that was there. The hurricane hunters fly into hurricanes like this, and they try and estimate what the winds were like. And they were getting extraordinary winds, really bounced around with this system. And of course, as it moves on land, it tends to weaken. And that's what this one did from a category 5 to, I think we were down to category 2 or 3 here as we start the day today. You can see the spiral bands coming in, and of course the strongest winds are right around the eye. In the middle of the eye, it was interesting. Montego Bay, I was watching them. 1 hour they had a wind of 84 miles an hour with a gust to 115, and the next hour the wind was just 12 miles an hour with, I think, a gust to like 26. So it really, and of course then they have to go through the second part of the storm where the wind flops directions and comes from the other way. But amazing storm. But by the way, the name Melissa will be retired. There will never be another Hurricane Melissa, and they'll pick a different name next time. All right, let's move on and see what else we got here. This is the U.S. Air Force Hurricane Hunters photo of the stadium effect of Hurricane Melissa. And what you have is like a vertical cloud band. Normally the clouds string out left to right. But here you have this stadium effect, we call it, where you can zoom down in the middle. And look at how clear it is right in the middle. There's not a cloud where you're getting sinking motion in the middle of the hurricane. And then, as you can see, we've got that bright white band. And it's very quick how we go from a hurricane. We have a cat with a problem here. It's kind of snorting here. So if you hear that in the background, that's what it is. It's not me. But I guess we thank Mike for that picture. That is the stadium effect, and I'm sure that's a picture taken by the hurricane hunters because nobody else. By the way, the hurricane hunters are really strapped down. They have this harness that they put themselves in because there's such extreme turbulence going in and out of the eye that unless you're bolted in, you're going to get bounced around in the plane pretty severely. Okay, let's go on to the next one here. We have from daughter number 3 on the way home, approach into London. And you can see that's really interesting. You can see from the plane, you can see the engine down there, center down at the bottom. And you can see the eye, that Ferris wheel that goes around there. I've been up in that. That is really high up. It really is. If you're afraid of high heights, not the best thing to partake of. And you can see Big Ben and the Parliament building there and the Thames River. Beautiful day. It looks like it was partly cloudy there. The sun was out. Really kind of neat. I think their trip they got from Birmingham to somewhere, to London, to Greece, to Turkey, to Finland, to Estonia, and now they have, to Denmark. We missed Denmark, and then back home. So it's fun with them having the privilege of the employee travel that they can get with being an employee of American Airlines. Okay, that's a neat picture. Still some green grass there, by the way, and the trees off to the left there in the park. We've been there before. Pretty good. Okay, from William Johnson, Grand Rapids Township, we have what looks like an albino squirrel. That's kind of cool. We have squirrels in our yard. We've had gray squirrels. I've never seen a black squirrel in my yard. I had a bear in my yard once, a gigantic bear, black bear. But I've never seen a squirrel other than the gray squirrels that we have. And boy, I tell you, it is old country buffet in my backyard. All the whirlybirds, the oaks producing their acorns. It's just. I saw one of the. Oh look! Oh God! Here comes the cat. There you go. You want to say hi? Say hi, everybody. Say hi. There you go. Okay, down you go. That was Ellie Lou. She's doing well. She was looking at the picture of the squirrel, I guess. All right, thanks for the picture. That is really cool. I wish we could get one of those come by our house here. Thank you, William, for that picture. And I believe we have a couple more pictures to share with you here. Let's see if we can go to those. I take pictures myself, and I really should put some of these on. I took a picture of a really nice sugar maple all in red and orange at the Alpine Athletic Field. I walked 2 miles here today, and that was kind of neat. I was walking. There were 2 people walking, a total of, I think, 8 dogs. No, not 2 people, but 8 dogs. It was 2 people with there was 4 people with 8 dogs. Okay, so it was an interesting day. Do we have any more pictures? Let's see if we can go on to the next one there. There we go. Bradley Taylor from Hickory Corners, and that is really a beautiful picture. You can see the variation of color here, and like I've mentioned before, Michigan has about the most variation of color of just about any state in the United States. I know New England tries to claim that, but they have a lot of sugar maples, which look pretty. But I think we have even a greater variety than New England here in West Michigan. Also, I think some states like Western North Carolina get quite a variation because they have such a variation of altitude that they have there. But I mean, you can see the blue sky, the bright sunshine, really a pretty day out there. And that was Hickory Corners. Thanks, Bradley, for that. We'll see what else we've got coming up here from Matt Rogers. We got a beautiful sunshiny picture. Look at the cirrus clouds off to the right of the sun. You can see the wisps of clouds there. It's kind of interesting today. I was looking at the cirrus clouds that were on the horizon to the southwest and west, and you can see some of those wisps there. You could also see some jet contrails because, of course, when you have a little bit higher humidity up there at the cirrus level, the contrails tend to stick around a little bit longer. So instead of having them evaporate quickly as they exit the plane, the moisture condenses out into the contrails that we see here. But you can see 2 types of clouds. You got the cirrus there around the sun and to the right, and in the distance you've got some cumulus clouds there, or stratocumulus clouds moving there. But a beautiful day, partly cloudy day. We've had a lot of them here this fall. It's been a really nice fall here in West Michigan. And from John Doherty up in Benzie County, a nice picture of a farm. Silo looks like it needs a bit of a paint job, but working out okay. You can see the land there is turning a little brownish. We can see that on our satellite pictures. The corn and soybeans across the corn belt here have turned a brownish color. We don't have the green that we had a month and a half ago. And you can see the trees changing color there. Pretty farm scene. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. And from John Scully, a beautiful sugar maple tree in orange and yellow. House there in the background. We certainly note that sugar maples are pretty close to their peak now here in West Michigan. So if you want to get out and take a look at those, drive around, that would be a pleasant thing to do. Should have a nice day for travel here tomorrow and also on Thursday as well. Now, I think we're done. That's my picture of the snow from July 22nd, north of Lake Louise in Alberta. I tell people it was the highlight of my trip to see snow in the middle of summertime like that. So I hope you have yourself a wonderful day as nice as the weather's going to turn out to be. Thanks for sticking around till the end, and thanks again for watching my videos.